Hey everyone, Brett from SeniorGolfSource.com, and what I'm going to share with you today is how to hit your 9-iron. There's a lot of people that I've worked with in the past, particularly the people that maybe don't have the swing speed or maybe the ability to have a deep range of arc in their swing. They struggle with their irons. They struggle with making good contact. They struggle with getting the ball to launch high up in the air. So what I'm going to share with you are a few things that I've encountered over the years as an instructor to help pinpoint problems where golfers run into big issues. So let's kind of segment this into contact issue. Your angle of attack greatly determines your ability to hit down on the ball. And there's so many golfers, particularly the ones that are limited in their arc of swing, meaning the range and distance that they get the club to swing around their body, and also kind of as a side effect of that is their swing speed. So for slower swing speeds, for limited range of mobility, this is definitely for you, so all ears on. We're going to talk about our body's posturing. Now, regardless if you are limited in your range of motion or not, the positioning that your body is in when we're swinging our irons will greatly affect the ability to hit down on the ball and compress that ball, which will in return give it nice launch. You'll get good compression on the ball, nice solid strike. And as an instructor, something that I see a lot of is people trying to help the ball up in the air. So for us right-handed golfers, what winds up happening is the spine tilts back, they try to sweep under the ball, they try to lift the ball in the air because that's what they feel like is necessary. Let's think about that really quick. If I'm swinging with my spine tilted away from target, so as I'm coming into impact and my spine tilts away from target, think about what that's doing to your weight transfer. If you're worried about swing speed, we should also be worried about our weight transfer. You think about making an energy transfer. If I were to throw a ball, I need to make sure that I'm moving my body, I'm turning my body, and I'm transferring my weight from my back foot to my forward foot. Well, it's going to be really hard to do that if my spine tilts off to the right. And this is specific to the iron. So what we're going to try to do is teach you how to stay more vertical in your address, more vertical at the top of your backswing, and more vertical as we come into impact. And what will happen is if we stay in that position and reduce the amount of tilt that we have, again, this is for our higher lofted irons. When we get into the longer irons, when we get into the hybrids, the fairway woods and the driver, we're doing something different. Our posture does change, but this is specific to the irons. We want to be able to swing the backswing, impact, and follow through with a more vertical position, meaning from this angle, a more vertical spine angle, which is going to enhance our ability to hit down on the ball. So I'm going to jump in and hit a couple of shots, and we're going to look at the trajectories that I get. So on these first couple shots, I'm actually going to set up and do what I said don't do. I'm going to be tilting to the right as I come through. So we're going to kind of pay attention to my ability to strike the ball. We're also, when I do make good contact, we're going to look at the height that the ball travels and the total distance that it travels. So this is my 9-iron. I have it middle to my stance. And as I come into impact, there, I don't know if you could really hear that in the sound. The ball did go straight, but I hit it very fat. I hit the ground well before the ball. And if we look at the total distance, it was right around 99 yards. That's way off the mark for how far I hit my 9-iron. Let's go ahead and go one more for good measure just to see if I hit the ball solid. Again, slightly heavy, but I definitely made more ball contact there. Total of 95 yards. Again, it's nice and straight, but out on the golf course, that turf interaction is going to be very different than what I'm hitting off the synthetic turf. All right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have that primary focus where I want to feel that my spine angle, as I come in my downswing, does not tilt. I stay in position, so when I come into impact, you can see that my hands are in position with my left thigh. The club head is on the ball and the shaft has a forward lean to it. So now I'm going to go ahead and take some easy swings here. Ball middle to the stance. And you can hear right away, that was a pretty big difference. And right away, that was 30 yards additional to what I was doing with the leaning back technique. And again, that was a very easy swing. So now I'm going to give it more of my range of motion for a full swing. And let's see what that yields. All right, little left, but 141 yards. That is a significant difference in distance, and it's simply because my ability to keep my spine angle more vertical in position as I come into impact. Now you might say, Brett, well that sounds great, but how do I actually do that? Well, I'm going to share with you my absolute hands down favorite drill to help establish that feel. Now with this, I'm going to suggest that you start with maybe your wedges. So either your 56 or your 60 if you have one in the bag. What you'll do is we are basically going to make our body stay vertical just by instinct. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take away my trail leg. Now what I mean by that is I'm going to kick my trail leg back on the tiptoes. And it's very important that we start with a small range of motion. This is not a full swing drill. What we're going to do is kick that foot directly behind, out of position. Now you might find that your balance is in question here, and that's a good thing. You should recognize that. It shouldn't be that difficult to stand in this position. If it is, then you've got something to work on. Let's work on our balance. And I'll save another topic where we'll hit that. So if you have balance issues, please comment in so I know that I can go ahead and jump in and do a video on that. So here we are. I've got the club. It's lined up with my forward foot. As you can see from straight on, you really can't see my right foot, my trail foot. It's out of the equation. And what will happen here is if I swing and I stay vertical, again, like I said, it's a short range of motion. Let's kind of view it as halfway back, halfway through type of swing. Now what will happen if you have that desire to want to tilt away from target, you're going to have to save yourself with that trail foot. You're going to have to remove it and get it back underneath of you before you fall over. So with this, let's take some practice swings first, and then we'll pull a ball in, and we'll try to pay attention to our overall contact. So I'll swing, very easy swings, very balanced swings. And now I've got the ball in front of me. I'm going to go ahead and hit. And as you can hear, that was a pretty solid strike. Now the beauty in that is I just took a half swing, total distance of 90 yards. Really, there was very little effort put into that, but what happens, folks, is we've got good mechanics. With our irons, we need to be hitting down on the ball. We don't need to help loft the ball up in the air. It's unbelievable how many people I've ran to over the years that I've instructed that said, Brett, I can't hit my low irons. I either top them, I hit them fat. Well, if you're leaning back and tilting, think about it. That club is very prone to hitting the ground prior to hitting the ball. And in some extreme cases, if your ball placement's off, let's say your ball placement is forward, you can top the ball all day long. As you can see, it looks like I'm swinging up on the ball. Now, when it gets to the driver and the longer clubs, like I said earlier, there is a time and a place for spine tilt, but this is not it. If you're looking to improve your ability to strike your lower irons, including your wedges, more cleanly, with better crisp contact, and with greater results, you really need to pay attention to this. So using that drill, what I want you to do is start with that lob wedge, start with the sand wedge, get used to it. Get in some real grass, go out in the backyard, hit some foam golf balls, and become accustomed to it. And what happens, as you start feeling that, as you start making good contact, you're going to start to reintroduce that trail foot. So incrementally, as you're hitting the ball better, start bringing that foot back into the equation, and before you know it, you've got your regular stance and you're doing this drill. So this is, I like to refer to this as more of a walk. You've got to crawl before you walk here. And then you'll be off to the races if you do this right. You'll be striking the ball cleanly, you'll be getting the spin that you need, you'll be getting the launch that you need out of your short irons. And those approaches into the green are going to be a lot more fun because the ball is going to hold, it's not going to hit and just kick off the putting surface. So please like, smash that button, share with your friends. We love to hear your comments. So thanks again for stopping in, and we'll see you soon.